Business Advisors of Lincoln. With a database of over 450,000 buyers, we've got you handled. 402-413-1095.
You deserve the best. With the Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V
is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Gather round. This is the Ticket Water Cooler.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Coming at you live in the heart of Lincoln, America.
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
On air and online at theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Happy Friday here on 3.7theticketfm.com. It is Thursday, but it's National Friday around the world. You didn't know that, did you?
Explain just a little bit.
French fries.
Ah, that's right. Our place is giving away free French fries today.
I know that the Golden Arches are.
Oh, wow.
So I might have to make a stop on my way out of work today.
The lines are going to be ridiculous.
They're going to be crazy because those are delicious French fries. But again, happy National French Fry Day from us here at 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into the Ticket Water Cooler, 93.7 The Ticket. Join us on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Like, subscribe, share. Make sure to check out the podcasts on anywhere that you get podcasts. Amazon, Apple. I don't know what the Android one is. Spotify. I don't know. Does Android just have a dedicated podcast?
I don't think so. It'd be like a Google something, but they don't have like a Google podcast. They don't have that.
Whatever it is. The Ticket Water Cooler, sponsored by the Guardians of Freedom Air Show. That will be. Now make sure I had it pulled up and then I lost it. So let me make sure that I pull this up. But again, you guys can join in, be a part of the show. 93 or. Be a part of the show. Words are hard today. Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. I'm all over the place.
Rico, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You got a colorful shirt on today.
Thank you.
I do need to give you the shirt rating of the day.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Explain it, please.
It is.
What it was. So it looks like
this
Bert
is
Kreischer.
from the Bert Kreischer Fully Loaded Comedy Festival that was here a couple of weeks ago out at PBA. And no, it's just one of the shirts from that. It's a tie-dye. It's got like a
comedy festival,
a beer can that's spilling that says comedy festival in the liquid.
I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the tie-dye.
I've never really had a tie-dye shirt.
If it was a solid color, maybe like a. See, here's the thing: you could do like a black shirt.
I do have a black one of the same festival, but then it's not the same.
See, I would love the red print. You would have to change Bert Kreischer's name to white.
White.
Yep. And then you can I think that would look 10 times better. I'd
I'll
give
wear
it.
the other one tomorrow.
I'll give it a simply because of the tie dye a 6.5,
I'll take that.
which isn't bad.
I'll take
I
that.
just I don't know. Did you ever go through like a tie dye phase?
No, never have.
Never.
This is
didn't
like I
either.
said. I think this is the only tie dye shirt that I own.
I feel like people go through some of these tie dye phases where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go home and we're gonna tie dye shirts."
I feel like a lot of people made tie dye. Like it was a thing for a while.
I don't know if
With
it
the rubber
still
bands,
is.
the white
Yep.
shirts, and then you just put the water with the color.
I never actually made it.
I think I made one in college,
Oh,
but I
shit.
didn't go through it. Like somebody else was making them. I think we had like an event and we all made tie-dye shirts. But
Gotcha.
as I said earlier,
Anyway.
the Ticket Water Cooler is sponsored by the Guardians of Freedom Air Show coming to Lincoln's Air Park August 26th and 27th. For more details on the air show, go to lincolnairshow.com. Nick,
What's up?
How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing actually really well. Glad it's not a torrential rainfall today. Although the grass is extremely green though everywhere in Lincoln, and in July you're not necessarily used to it.
The drought is over.
Haymarket Park, by the way, we're going to be out there Saturday night for the Salt Dogs game. It's the 93.7 The Ticket evening at the Salt Dogs game, and so make sure you come on out.
We have tickets to give away.
We will give away tickets the rest of the day, actually, on every single show.
Yeah.
So stick around. We'll get you Salt Dogs tickets for Saturday night's game. First pitch is at 7:05 p.m. At Haymarket Park. But I was going to say,
we can ask whatever questions we want.
When you get there, take note of the grass and the field.
You're a big grass guy.
Well, the baseball field, Haymarket Park and the crew does an exceptional job manicuring it and keeping it nice and orderly, and which, I mean, a lot of places do, but Haymarket Park and the crew has won awards in the last few years. And so for their turf management and things like that. So what I would say is take note of how good it looks. Part of it's because of the rain, but part of it's also because of the great job that they do out there. But I mean, you're not used to seeing it maybe this green in July.
Really?
And it is a vibrant green color. They just posted a picture of it. I can't remember if it was the Salt Dogs or if actually like Haymarket Park's Twitter account posted it a couple days ago. But it looks, I mean, the field looks in pristine condition. It's beautiful.
Really?
So
you are, like I said, you're a big grass guy, big baseball field grass guy. But okay, so the first thing I wanted to get to, we kind of mentioned it yesterday, but didn't really get to it. The Big 12 had their media days yesterday. Not going to talk about the musical guest or whatever that they keep talking about. You think it's going to be Scotty McCreery?
No,
you think
definitely not.
No, big musical.
It's going to be a country guy. Check the make sure there's no YouTube tabs pulled up.
Nope.
Are we just getting a little bit of
and I've got the text line.
Sundial interference potentially? I'll go listen,
so?
check it out.
Okay. I got nothing else on here. I've got Audition open, and that's okay. A little weird. We've got a couple technical issues going on the airwaves right now. We apologize for that, but if you join our stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, you'll be able to hear us hopefully with no issues.
Yeah, so definitely join the stream. We're having some technical difficulties with our FM signal. I don't know.
Is the sun out? Is it sunspots?
I'm not sure if it's sunspots. I'm not sure what's going on, but join our stream. As you guys know, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. We'll then send out a tweet as well.
Yeah, tell all your friends who you think might be listening to 93.7 The Ticket, and also just tell your friends to listen to 93.7 The Ticket, because we are here and we are having a blast, and we will give you a lot of sports knowledge from all day, pretty much. So as I was talking
Big
about
12
Media Days. An athletic article by Sam Conn Jr. talking about the Texas Longhorns and the Big 12, Oklahoma and Texas. This is our final year in the Big 12 before they make their move to the SEC. And I was listening to national radio yesterday, and they were talking about how important it is for Oklahoma or Texas, or both possibly, to be in the Big 12 championship game and for at least one of them to win it, or at least have very successful seasons in their final year in the Big 12, because you don't want to go into a much harder conference in the SEC with negative momentum. If Oklahoma has another season like they did last year, if Texas has, an ending to the season or a whole season like the end of their season last season, and then go into the SEC on a down note, that's not going to be good for either program. They are national brands, but if they go in under 500 to, again, a harder conference, how is that going to affect their recruiting? How's that going to affect their branding and what have you? Because, again, Texas and Oklahoma, again, national brands. Texas hasn't won the Big 12 since 2009.
Well, so I would pause a little bit on worrying about the brand.
I'm not really worried about the
recruiting going into the SEC. I think the SEC is a big enough pull, right? We see, and obviously geographical location, Texas and Oklahoma, especially Texas, in the hotbed of the southern states that is really rich in recruiting talent. I think there's an opportunity here to where they go, listen, the Big 12, well, they want to show that they're superior still, obviously, because that could be very awkward if Texas and Oklahoma end up finishing middle of the pack and some new guys on the block say UCF and then obviously an old friend of Kansas State right there, like they finish at the top again. Then you're sitting there going, man, these two teams that were ruling the Big 12 conference and always at the top under Bob Stoops, under Lincoln Riley, and prior, under Mac Brown, obviously. Now, like, oh, how the mighty have fallen, and now they're just joining the SEC. I think for college football, you want Texas and Oklahoma to be good. And in saying that, you want for college football, there's going to be a lot of storylines around Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC next year. And if they're able to have a high quality season, I'm not saying necessarily playoff or bust, but if they find themselves in the New Year's Six Bowl, one of the schools do, then they're going to be able to go into the SEC next year. And the narrative is going to be, can they take the next step in the SEC and be one of the top teams in that conference?
If they're sitting there at the end of the season, like you said, if Oklahoma and Texas are middle of the pack, and even if it isn't one of the new kids on the block, if TCU, I guess wouldn't repeat as Big 12 champions, if Kansas State repeated, or if TCU won the Big 12 and Oklahoma and Texas are even, third, fourth, whatever, just right outside of the top two to playing for that Big 12 championship, it's going to be a little awkward going into the SEC just because, like you said, they used to be the cream of the crop in this conference. They were the top dogs. I mean, Texas has their own network, for goodness sakes. And they go into the SEC on a sour note. It's obviously still going to be a massive deal to get those two teams in the SEC, but it's going to fall a little flat in that first year unless, again, Texas does play Alabama this season in Tuscaloosa. I guess if they do get that win, that would set them up for a pretty nice, return trip or return play at some point. I don't remember their 2024 schedule with their release, if they ended up playing Alabama or not. But if they're able to take down Alabama, an SEC juggernaut, before even entering the SEC, that would be a nice feather in their cap before joining that new conference. But I believe that it's super important for one or both teams to be in the Big 12 championship at least. And especially if a Cincinnati, a UCF, a BYU, Houston ends up competing for a Big 12 title in year one.
Here's what's interesting. So looking at, and this comes from Vegas Insider, the win totals for every school. TCU comes in at 7.5 wins this season, over under 7.5 wins. Same as Kansas State, who I believe I read in Phil Steele's magazine, Kansas State returns 119 total games played on their offensive line. Throughout all 5 of their guys, they've played in a total of 119 college football games. So there's experience there. Now they do have to replace Deuce Vaughn in their backfield, but then also, and Adrian Martinez isn't there, but you also saw what Will Howard, their quarterback, who's going to be this season, saw what he was capable of doing in the Big 12 championship game and in the times that Adrian either got hurt or was just taken out of the game.
That best case scenario for Kansas State? Having Adrian Martinez play as well as he did when he could, but also he's often injured and get injured. You never want to see anybody get injured, but was that best case for them that he was injured and Will Howard was able to slide in pretty seamlessly and and lead Kansas State into so many big wins?
I'm not saying it was the good case or best case scenario. Now, if you've kind of watched Kansas State football in the last few years, you would know Will Howard's been there. I believe he's about to go into his 4th year. He's going to be a redshirt junior after the, into this year. And last year, I just looked up his stats: 1,600 plus passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for the quarterback from Pennsylvania, 6'5", 235 pounds. But he's also played a lot of the backup role for Skylar Thompson a couple years ago, and Skylar Thompson ended up being a 7th round pick to the Dolphins. But there were times when Skylar Thompson would go down that Will Howard would come in, and you saw something similar. And prior to Adrian Martinez transferring there last year, I thought, okay, Will Howard's going to step in, and he's played significant roles before. In 2020, he had almost 1,200 passing yards and 8 touchdown throws. In 2021, had a little bit less, and he's completed over 55% of his passes every single year that he's been, or I should say, seen time on the field. So back to the win totals, though. So Kansas State and TCU are both at 7.5 wins. Texas and Oklahoma are at each 9.5. I mean, that's pretty steep.
They're always up there.
They're always up there.
What about
we've talked about Texas's like quarterback room, but they lose Bijan Robinson,
big blow,
which is it's a big loss for them, because Bijan Robinson not only gave them in the running game, but also the receiving game out of the backfield was pretty big as well. But they still have Xavier Worthy on the edge, and a couple quarterbacks in Malik Murphy and Quinn Ewers. I don't think Arch Manning's in that discussion yet.
I don't think Arch plays this season.
So I don't know. I don't know if I see double-digit wins for Texas or Oklahoma.
Which, if you had to choose one right now,
Texas
in the Big 12 championship game.
Oh, in the Big 12 championship game,
not winning it, but which one of these two makes it? If it had to be one of them, which one makes it in your eyes?
Well, this is where we can look up a quick schedule here.
Texas has the harder schedule.
Texas does have the harder schedule. I want to look up Oklahoma's here really quickly here.
Oklahoma plays the newcomers.
Yeah, I knew I think they travel to UCF at
because they don't now with 14 teams in the league.
Texas.
Now with 14 teams in the league, they can't play every team once.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of their thing when they got down to
that's right.
However many teams they would play they would play everybody, and that was how they were like, this is how you truly decide a champion. Everybody plays everybody, and the top 2 teams go to the Big 12 championship game and play each other. You can't do that this year with 14 teams. So I believe that Oklahoma plays all 4 of the newcomers, but I know that Texas has a harder schedule, at least in the conference. I probably overall, because you have Alabama in the non-con.
So this is how Texas's schedule lines up. They have to go, as you mentioned, Rico. They open up with Rice against Luke McCaffrey, Brant Banks, and JT Daniels. Don't forget JT Daniels is at Rice now.
It's a lot of big names.
A lot of big names just at Rice, unfortunately. So
Shout out to the Owls.
Rice will travel to Austin first week of the year. That game's actually going to be broadcasted on Fox at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. Then they go to Alabama the second week, host Wyoming, and then travel to their road games in the Big 12 are Baylor, Houston, TCU, and Iowa State. Their home games
is the Iowa State one late in the year?
Yes. Saturday, second to last week.
You got to come up to Ames in November?
November 18th. Oklahoma, or excuse me, their home games are Kansas, Oklahoma. Well, Oklahoma's in a neutral site.
Yeah.
Kansas, BYU, and Texas Tech.
Texas Tech is getting a lot of love. Have you noticed that?
Preseason ranked 20th. Joey McGuire, the head coach, was actually up in Lincoln 2 days ago before Big 12 Media Days.
Visiting his son.
Now, Oklahoma lines up like this. Much more favorable, especially in the non-con, because you don't have big, bad Alabama. You open up with Arkansas State at home, SMU at home, and then travel to Tulsa.
I was going to say that's a tough one, but
it's not
Tulsa,
Tulane.
Yeah.
It's not Tulane.
I always get those two mixed up.
It's Tulsa. Then you face the newcomer on the road, Cincinnati, home against Iowa State.
Well, they travel to Cincinnati?
To Cincinnati. That's their first Big 12 game.
Oh, buddy.
UCF is at home down in Norman. You have to travel to Kansas and to Stillwater, as well as BYU. I would not say, in terms of Big 12, I think Oklahoma has a little bit of a tougher draw. You have to travel. You have to travel to Cincinnati, obviously Texas on a neutral site.
Mhm.
You have to travel to Kansas, which is not a cakewalk anymore. You have to travel to in-state foe Oklahoma State and travel to BYU.
So I still say Oklahoma has a easier schedule, but in terms of road games, that's tough.
And then after you come back from BYU, you play TCU in the final game of the year at home.
Depending on how TCU is, they are the defending runner-up
in both the conference and the
playoff. They were in the playoff and they didn't win. I keep forgetting, or I keep wanting to say they're defending conference champions, but they're not.
Yeah, they did not. And they definitely did not win the national title game either.
They are the defending second best team in the Big 12, even though they only lost one game. But you don't know how good they're going to be. They lost a lot.
By the way, Nebraska's odds on Vegas Insider, 6.5. Over under 6.5 wins. Either they get 6 or they get more and they go to the moon.
Nebraska to the moon.
To the moon.
I don't know what I would take there.
Once again, Texas A&M's at 7.5.
Texas A&M is never. I don't know what to do with A&M.
Indiana's at 3.5. Alabama was the one that was getting disrespected. Weren't they?
What are they at? 10?
10.5.
Yeah, no, that's
normally it's like 11.5.
Well, I mean, you got to think they're going to lose at least one to Georgia. If
Georgia is at 11.5.
They don't play Georgia this year.
Yeah, Georgia's at 11.5.
Alabama loses somebody they're not supposed to lose to. It just happens. I hope Georgia. They can't go undefeated again. Please.
Georgia?
Yeah, please don't.
They're going to probably go undefeated again.
Please don't. You're listening to Ticket Water Cooler, 93.7 The Ticket. When we come back, NFL running backs, LeBron not retiring? I don't know. We'll see what happens.
The Nebraska Lottery presents one beautiful, crazy scratch ticket and promotion. It's the $5 Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket with a $50,000 top. Enter non-winning Luke Combs scratch tickets for an opportunity to win a trip to Nashville, a private concert with Luke at the Ryman Auditorium, and a chance at $500,000. The Living Lucky with Luke Combs concert experience will hit you like a hurricane. Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket, top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Are your shows buff? You know why? Are your games lagging? Don't deny. Your work calls dropping? Here's the FYI. Your old school internet company can't keep up. They give it a try. Their network isn't enough. Don't get trapped in their gimmicks and lies. It's time to fiber your internet with Allo. Honest, local, and hassle-free is what we stand by. Experience Allo Internet. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 hiring journeymen and apprentices, offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Integrated Services has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. Also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and our Independence Day sale is underway with some great savings. Get 0.9% interest rates and a trade-in bonus on select new models. You heard right, 0.9% interest rates going on at Coppell. In addition, we didn't want to leave out our pre-owned inventory, so right now on all pre-owned cars, get $1,000 for bringing us your trade, and that's right, get $1,000 off any pre-owned car you trade in. Hop on in the store or at Coppell Cars. They'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore a selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken window went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill 100 openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit lincolnairshow.com. We'll see you at the Guardian Air Show in late August.
Happy hour.
It's really weird also to be like looking at you from these two seats. I've never been able to see your full body with another show.
Do you like what you see?
I don't. I don't.
I'm working out now because I feel like I'm important.
That's not why I'm working out. I'm working out so I can feel better.
Mm-hmm. I need to start working out because when my daughter gets old enough, boyfriend to put him up. That's the only thing. I'm not gonna like threaten anybody, but I just no 100%.
From 1 to 2, back to the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Ticket Water Cooler here on this wonderful Thursday. We hope you guys are enjoying lunch while you listen to Nick Sainert and myself, as we will take you through the next hour and a half after the Ticket Water Cooler will be on for the happy hour. Same two voices.
A lot of good stuff coming up on the happy hour, by the way. So the Big Ten is incredibly loaded with running backs, Rico.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at last year's yards per game for running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And Nebraska's name pops up once in the top 25 guys that had the most yards per game as running backs.
Interesting.
Just one guy in the Big Ten Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan has 2 names. Ohio State has 2 names. Wisconsin has 2 names. Iowa has 3 names.
Iowa's 3?
Multiple guys that are in the top 25 in yards per game. Nebraska only had 1 in Anthony Grant last year. So we're going to talk that. Also, Nebraska's on their 4th offensive coordinator in 5 years. People might forget
Who
that.
was the 2-year?
So Troy Walters was here. I mean, you can even go 4th in 6 years, I guess. Troy Walters was here 2018 and 2019. Matt Lubick was here 2020 and 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Whipple in 2022. and now Marcus Satterfield in 2023.
That's
So
a lot of different offense.
Yeah, a lot of different offenses. And what's crazy is, so I don't want to give it away. In the happy hour, we'll talk about, I went back to see in each year, where did Nebraska finish in total offense that year? And number two, how many, since we're going to continue with like this rushing theme.
Okay.
How many rushing yards did they have in each of those years?
Perfect. Not a lot. I can tell you, we're not going to go to whatever.
It might surprise you
how
many they had as a team in 2019 through 2021.
I don't think it will, because I feel like Adrian's a bulk of those.
Adrian is a bulk.
But running backs were split. I feel like there was.
I mean,
I don't want to get too far into it.
That's like the Dedrick Mills years.
Yeah.
So
we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll talk.
I mean, we're talking running backs right now. I actually wanted to talk NFL running backs.
That's fine.
An article from ESPN came out. Why star NFL running backs have been devalued. If you were listening to the captain, that last segment, we were talking about Saquon Barkley, who the Giants decided to re-sign Daniel Jones to a pretty large contract. They couldn't get a deal done with Saquon because he wanted more money. They were thinking about franchise tagging him. In my mind, I think that you would re-sign the best player on your team first. But hey, what do I know? I'm not an NFL GM. Saquon Barkley, they were offering him $12, $13 million a year. He wants Christian McCaffrey money. He thinks he's worth Christian McCaffrey money. I agree. He wants $16 million a year. The Giants don't seem to be budging. What is going on in the NFL that star running backs aren't getting the same treatment that they once did in the NFL? You think back to running backs in the early 2000s. I'm not even going to go back to the 90s and before that, but the early 2000s, you had crazy running backs who were getting amazing contracts. You had LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Alexander. And I'm not even going to try to mention more running backs, but all of these running backs, these were the stars of the league. You had obviously your quarterbacks who will be stars everywhere, but you had your running backs who were the stars of the league. Now it's quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends. The era of the running back seems to be coming to a close, as you had former star running backs, Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, all released. Well, Kareem Hunt not re-signed by the Browns. Zeke, Fournette, and Dalvin Cook all released by their teams.
So it's funny that you brought this up, because I was just reading an article this morning on Sports Illustrated. And because Melvin Gordon was on, I want to say, the Jim Rome show, and said, quote, "It literally is the worst position to play in the NFL right now. It literally sucks to be a running back in the NFL." That's from Melvin Gordon, just back on June 21st. And if you remember, it's kind of all followed suit after Sean McVay came out publicly and was really frustrated on the way that the Rams handled Todd Gurley. You'll remember Todd Gurley in his first 4 years of his rookie contract. He earned like 3 Pro Bowl selections, had an unbelievable start to his career. The Rams end up signing Todd Gurley to an extension worth like $57 million or something like that. And at the time, it was like, this guy is absolutely worth it.
Next star.
So they said the Rams rewarded Gurley with a 4-year worth $57.5 million extension. So he had 3 Pro Bowl selections, 2 first-team All-Pro selections, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Offensive Player of the Year, and even finished as the MVP runner-up in 2017. Todd Gurley did that in his first 4 years after being picked 10th overall in the 2015 NFL Draft. And now people are blaming Sean McVay for saying that, and other GMs, obviously, for not wanting to pay running backs. And I came across this earlier today, Rico, as well. Do you know who is going to make the most money out of any running back this season? It's a guy we just talked about actually in the first segment.
Oh, we just talked about in the first segment. Who did we talk about in the first segment?
That is no longer at their college, at their university.
Oh, Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson.
He's going to make the most?
He is going to make $13.7 million in total cash. And this comes from NFL Rookie Watch on Twitter. Says Bijan Robinson will make $13.7 million in total cash this season as a rookie. No running back is even within 1.5 million of this grand total. Josh Jacobs, who led the NFL in rushing yards last season, will make $3.5 million less in total cash. Derrick Henry, who has the most rushing yards of any current running back, will make $3.2 million less in total cash this season.
It's crazy. It's crazy how underpaid and overworked.
Part of that might be signing bonus potentially.
Possibly, but how underpaid and underpaid and overworked these running backs are.
Well,
because I was saying earlier again on the captain, I was like, look, it's a position where you don't play for very long, so you should get your money while you can. You need to ask if you're a star running back like Saquon Barkley is. You need to ask for what you're worth, because they could after next season, if he gets another injury, they could throw him by the wayside and be done with him. And if he's only signed for $12.5 million, that's all he's going to get. So I think he's worth the $16 million that he's asking for. And you have running backs. This is another thing with age. How old do you think Ezekiel Elliott is?
Isn't he like 28?
He's 27.
27.
He's the same age as Kareem Hunt and Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette is the oldest of the four that I mentioned at 28.
Yeah, they're all 1,000-yard rushers in their late 20s, and they're still without a deal this offseason.
Different positions, 27-year-olds. Would you think about cutting these people? Myles Garrett, Deebo Samuel, Budda Baker.
No
you
way.
wouldn't even consider it. But at
Well,
the
no,
running back
obviously, yeah,
position,
they're top of their game.
But at I would think that Dalvin Cook, when he's healthy, and I understand
But that's
with
the thing,
injuries,
is there's been multiple ACL problems.
I mean,
with
Budda Baker's
Dalvin.
been hurt before.
Multiple ACLs with a running back when you need to be able to jump and cut.
Leonard
and,
Fournette hasn't had any ACL injuries, I don't believe. Yeah. He's been relatively healthy, but he's 28 years old, which is ancient for a running back, apparently. It's so strange the way that the running back position has changed in however many years in the NFL, because before, I mean, how old was you had like 30-some-year-old running. Frank Gore got signed to a contract last season and was still they weren't using him as a star running back, but he got signed to a contract. Dalvin Cook's still waiting to be signed. Zeke's still waiting to be signed. And I understand these guys might be asking for a lot more money, but I think that Dalvin Cook is rushed for 1,000, despite being injured and not playing a full season, still rushing for 1,000+ yards each season.
So I think what's important to note is that with those four guys, I mean, Zeke had fumble issues, and then kind of got his spot taken by Tony Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that little nugget of it. We already mentioned with Dalvin Cook some injury issues. I think what's interesting, a texter brought this up. Ben said this. I don't blame teams for not wanting to invest a lot of money into running backs. They get hurt all the time, and they aren't needed as much as they used to be. The market is determining their value. I would ask you this. How much has the mobile quarterback affected running backs? With Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, you could even throw Joe Burrow at times. We saw, Trey Lance, if he ends up becoming something. Justin Fields. Patrick Mahomes has scrambling ability.
Mm-hmm.
Is that starting to devalue running backs as well?
I think
I don't know the answer to this.
I think in the short term it might be, but once you realize, it'll take one hit for those. Tua Tagovailoa, I don't think they're going to be asking him to run much. He could run. I don't think they're going to ask him to run much. It could take one hit all of a sudden.
I said Lamar Jackson as well.
Yeah, you did. It could take one hit for that running back to become extremely important to that quarterback.
Well, I get that. I just wonder now, like, when we talk about like Dalvin Cook, how much they have to cut and how agile and how much they're asked to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised Dalvin Cook hasn't signed somewhere yet, but I would also imagine that he's probably asking near double-digit figures per year, and no team's going to sign him for that.
I would
with
say
the risk.
I would say he's asking for less than what Saquon's asking for, but maybe too much for somebody to actually take that risk on him. But
give credit to like Christian McCaffrey, who's come back after injury after injury, or injury after injury, and still been able to be effective,
mm-hmm.
right? And so, the 49ers, That's a really good system for a lot of
Using him in a
players,
different
but-
way than Carolina.
than Carolina did. But no, I mean, Christian McCaffrey's one of those guys that's come back injury after injury. Dalvin Cook has been, but now
he's been
Minnesota,
coming back, but he's been missing a lot.
Like,
I mean,
that's the
Christian
thing, is,
McCaffrey
like-
missed a lot in Carolina, and then he went to San Francisco. He didn't. I don't remember if he got injured or not, but he played a decent amount in with San Francisco. But it was the same as Dalvin Cook in Minnesota that McCaffrey was in Carolina. They would play really well for a couple of games and then miss the rest of the season.
Well, so that's what's interesting. With like Ezekiel Elliott, does Dallas sign him if they don't have Tony Pollard?
Oh, they keep him if they don't have Tony Pollard.
And so I wonder if like
he's still the star. If they don't have a running back who is as good as Tony Pollard has proven to be, Zeke is still the running back in Dallas. And I think he still has, again, I don't know if he's Pro Bowl Zeke, but I think he still has enough to offer a team where if he's willing to accept that backup role, he can be a very, very solid backup or a really good starter.
Here's maybe an idea. When you look at, is the running back pool just getting that much better?
There's running backs everywhere.
And what I say about that is look at like Kansas City Chiefs. So they spend a first round pick on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And then out of nowhere, this low round pick, Isaiah Pacheco, comes out of nowhere and is able to,
was it 7th round out of Rutgers?
Yeah. He's able to be a focal point of that offense. And they signed Jerick McKinnon. And it's like, you know what? Clyde Edwards-Helaire gets banged up. Maybe the Chiefs don't need him as much.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Tony Pollard. Same with like Devin Singletary was a low round pick. So I'm wondering if like Philip Lindsay as well, back when he was with the Broncos,
he was
right?
undrafted,
And he just kind of crowded up that room. And so I just wonder sometimes if, I mean, we talk about it every NFL draft season as well, where it's like, are any of these running backs that good to where they need to go in the first round, or can you wait till the late second, early third round and get a guy that could turn out just as well, if not better? We saw it this year, though, with obviously Bijan Robinson and then the guy that the Lions took that out of Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs. We saw two guys go in the first 15 picks.
This is something that the Patriots have been doing for years, running back, and it's something that people for Nebraska have been lobbying against, is running back by committee.
Yeah.
It's what's been happening.
The Sony Michel, Ramondre Stevenson kind of duo.
Damian Harris.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
that Damian Harris is gone. He's gone to the Bills now. And they're still running back by committee. They did it. Rex Burkhead with James White.
Exactly. The Bills did it with Zach Moss and Devin Singletary for a while, and now you throw in James Cook in there as well. Obviously, the Chiefs never really gave it running back one to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It was always a couple guys that were kind of in the fold.
He was wide back one.
But like Jamal Charles, Oh,
that was the last. Jamal Charles for the Chiefs. He was the last true number one workhorse back that the Chiefs
had. Yeah. But that's also when
He
they
was that-
kind
he
of
was-
changed identities.
He was that dude, though.
Yeah.
Jamal Charles was that dude.
Kareem Hunt was number one. Kareem Hunt would have been
right.
number one.
You're right.
Number one guy by himself. So
And then he got in trouble, and then he went to the Browns, and then he was a backup.
with Nick Chubb. So even on a team that features one of the best running backs in the league, in Nick Chubb, and then also pairing that with Kareem Hunt, who probably started struggling a little bit after his off the field issues.
Now
but
he hasn't
still,
been, now he hasn't been re-signed by the Browns.
Yeah.
So
Dang,
we'll
that's
see what
wild.
happens. The era of the running back coming close to a close in the NFL. But that's it for the second segment. When we come back, we'll close out the Ticket Water Cooler before heading on to the happy hour. You're listening to the Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, specialty products are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his group will give your project the response and it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new build outs, reach out to Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At first, I was nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting to.
My experience with Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore with the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store open 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
If you thought of selling your business, you're probably wondering where to start. Call the experts at Transworld Business Advisors of Lincoln. With a database of over 450,000 buyers, we've got you handled. 402-413-1095.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
You deserve the best. With the Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR, and you choose rewards, you'll be able to mend your card your way. LibertyFirstCU.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Join Living Faith Global Methodist Church in Omaha this Sunday, July 16th, for a free outdoor concert featuring the band Stones Cry. This will be a night of uplifting, encouragement, and positivity with easy listening style music and worship led by the group of four. The 402 barbecue truck will be on site with delicious options to purchase while you watch the concert. Don't miss the free outdoor concert featuring Stones Cry this Sunday, July 16th at 6:30 p.m. at Living Faith Global Methodist Church at 182nd Q in Omaha.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through July 19th, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 convenient locations worldwide and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. Whether you're a newbie or a gym pro, you belong in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no Canada.
This is Lincoln's home for the FM dial, the home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back Final segment of the Ticket Water Cooler. I understand it's the top of the hour, but we'll get to the happy hour here shortly.
Absolutely, because it's the same two guys gonna
It really
be
is.
with you guys.
We're still here.
Rico.
Yes.
So I saw this yesterday. We talked about this pretty extensively a couple weeks ago during the College World Series, or a little after, I suppose. Did you see where Chase Burns, the former Tennessee pitcher, ended up?
Oh, no, did he transfer finally?
He has committed to a new program.
Ooh, can you give me a conference?
ACC.
Florida State.
He is transferred to Wake Forest.
Son of a gun.
And the rich get richer.
Should have guessed it.
Now, just as a refresher, so Chase Burns is the guy. He got in trouble because he did like the throat slashing movement during the Super Regional. And anyway, he had a really good year. But halfway through the season, when Tony Vitello, the Tennessee manager, told him, hey, you're not going to be a starter anymore. We're going to move you to the bullpen. He told Tony Vitello and told the team that I'm going to transfer after this year. I'm going to play the rest of the year, and then I'm going to transfer during the offseason.
And they knew.
So he ends up pitching. Nobody in the public knew.
No.
But in that team, everybody knew that this was Chase Burns' last few months with Tennessee baseball. And what makes it all, even crazier is he's from the state of Tennessee. He is.
Wasn't he the highest ranked prospect in the state of Tennessee?
Yes. So technically he was born in Naples, Italy. Okay. Born on January 16th in Naples, Italy.
That'd be so cool.
That would be cool. Ended up moving to Tennessee, though, here in the United States, and said that he chose Tennessee because it was a perfect fit for his skills and personality and the culture. So that is why he chose Tennessee at the time.
Seemed like he was right at the beginning.
Yeah. So this year, though, in 2023, he threw 72 innings. Now, remember, a lot of this was out of the bullpen. 72 innings, had 114 strikeouts, only 22 walks, once again in 72 innings, and allowed 34 earned runs. His ERA this season, now a lot of this is obviously out of the bullpen, was 4.25. Which honestly for a relief pitcher isn't like that bad because but multiple games where he had double-digit strikeouts. He's a guy that can throw over 100 miles per hour, but he transfers out of his home state school in Tennessee.
Big energy guy.
Huge, big on energy. Transfers out of his home state school of Tennessee to a team that they were in Omaha with, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
How much tampering do you think went on in Omaha? They weren't
much.
They weren't in the same hotel, but why not?
I hope not. Nope. I don't want to think about that.
Okay, then we won't say the word tampering. How much talking do you think went on between Wake Forest players and him?
Well, I think also it could be that once he entered the portal publicly, the coach for Wake Forest said, you know what? We were just in Omaha.
We saw him.
We're trying to replace Rhett Lauder, who got drafted in the top 10. Mm-hmm. And you want to be a starting pitcher?
We got space.
We need a starting pitcher. You can be our guy. And Chase Burns says, you know what? The ACC is also good at baseball. Wake Forest just made it to we made it to the College World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And
you just had a top 10 pitcher drafted.
All right, fine. I'll go over to
let's see what happens.
Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem.
So I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting that Chase Burns decided to go to Wake Forest. I mean, obviously he was going to go to a top school no matter where, but whether that was in the SEC or ACC or Big 12. But
I guess I'm not surprised he's in the ACC. I thought he would have stayed in the SEC. I don't know where.
I would have assumed, but they went with the ACC.
Could you imagine if he would have gone to Vanderbilt? Still in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been awesome. Tim Corbin would have been like, yeah, you can come on down.
He would have just gone to LSU. Like, obviously, like you said, another power school.
That's like Tommy White. Tommy White went from NC State when he had a really good year his freshman year, led the country in home runs his freshman year.
Led the team to the College World Series.
He's like, you know what, I'm gonna portal and we're gonna go to LSU.
He was in Omaha 2 years in a row with two different teams.
Tommy White. Not even draft eligible this year. He has to wait another year.
One more year. That's going to do it for the Ticket Water Cooler. Up next, the happy hour. It's still us. Keep on listening.
Proud to be voted best vape shop.
Generation
is thrilled to announce newest location is Superior.
Generation V.
Explore with the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-wood, and premium THC through extensive collection.
Generation
And Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
If you thought of selling your business, you're probably wondering where to start. Call the experts at Transworld Business Advisors of Lincoln. With a database of over 450,000 buyers, we've got you handled. 402-413-1095.
Hey, CNC Machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss? Hey, CNC Machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job? We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
Allo is here to give you the FYI. Are your shows buffering? We know why. Are your games lagging? Don't deny. Are your work calls dropping? Here's the FYI. Your old school internet company can't keep up. They give it a try. Their network isn't enough. Don't get trapped in their gimmicks and lies. It's time to fiber your internet with Allo. Honest, local, and hassle-free is what we stand by. Experience Allo Internet. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're
definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and from some of the best players in town for the shuffleboard court.